e-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
Hello everybody and welcome back as we hop into game number 4 of this best of 5 grand final. It's Virtus Pro versus AF in the, well, European qualifier. Winner of this comes out to the Summit 5 LAN final, and the loser, unfortunately, their journey does conclude. I'm KotLGuy for Beyond the Summit. I'm going to be joined again by Boris, and here we go. It's game number 4, Ryu. Obviously, for game number 3, a very unfortunate situation where Virtus Pro had to play the game out 5 versus 4 due to an internet issue of Aloha Dance. But as you can see, Aloha Dance is back now. We will be 5 versus 5 again, the way I like it, the way everybody likes it, and we'll have to see if it's enough for Virtus Pro to push ahead and get the win and take it to a game 5 stretch or not.
You know what I would really love to see, and it doesn't have to necessarily be for all tournaments, but just for some of them, maybe have the second place team that, you know, grinded out these best of 5s from some of the regions, play maybe a direct one of the direct invites or something, and see if they actually deserve it or not. Where you could maybe see like VP or AF actually beating out the direct invite like in a 3-0 stomp, and they actually deserve it more. I'm not saying you have to do that all the time, but it's something to think about, because it's just, you know, another way to, you know, let the direct invites, you know, only have to play one series and then actually prove they deserve it. But that's neither here nor now. And yeah, this is going to be interesting how they're going to bounce back, because if I'm Team AF, I feel sad. You know, I feel sad I had to take that 4v5 victory where I am. It's like,
you're sad for a bit. I mean, nobody wants to win that way, but you're not sad once you're sitting on the couch and fighting with everyone else at the LAN. I mean, obviously.
True. That's afterwards. But then this is all right now. This is what you're thinking right now. It's like, and VP are just like disheartened in this situation. A good player right now would have the mental fortitude to hopefully be able to put those games behind them with your, you know, Finem. You're putting that win behind you, however you got it, by whatever means. It's over now, and all you can focus on the fact that this is for them a one-win situation. They get the win here, and they've done it. And for their team, I don't know. I don't even think they made it to a LAN yet. Of course, some of their members have been to LANs previous, on like London Conspiracy, let's say, but you know, they are overdue to make it to another LAN showing. They have shown, you know, a lot of people out there. They have won over new fans that they are tenacious and they could do it and swing with some of the best teams in the West. But Virtus Pro still do stand in their way. And this is a team that has that LAN experience, and they're a never-say-die squad. And, you know, to have an opening now with the Beastmaster certainly feels pretty damn good for them. And they get the Disruptor, but AF have just picked up one of the other high-tier picks, and that's going to be the Phoenix. Yep, so far Disruptor's been
10 seconds remaining.
Very strong in the side of both teams. It was...
5 seconds
Who was it on
remaining.
last game? I'm actually having a hard time.
The Phoenix?
No, the Disruptor. It was... Yeah, it was okay. Spartan. Spartan was playing it. So yeah, Disruptor's 3-0 right now in this series. Phoenix is kind of, I think, 1-0. He's only picked up last game. It might have been picked up earlier actually and lost too. But this is a situation now where both teams are going to get what they really want. And Virtus Pro, they're going to have a Juggernaut pick, and then immediately rebutted by that is a Spectre pick. So Team AF, they are just like, hey, we're going to fight you early, we're going to fight you often, and we're going to have
Oracle for sure.
Key abilities. Oh my god.
They got to get an Oracle for sure, man.
They don't have enough lockdown, though.
On AF,
they
I was going to say.
like a Lion.
Yeah,
no, they're going to get Lion.
They need stun, but it's just so good. Like, Spectre is a typical heart candidate. You already have Death Prophet on your team.
Right, yeah.
I know it's really good against the Darkseer, but it could be good with. But you're right. Lockdown, having the benefit of getting the Lion. We mentioned it last time we casted together, but again, Witch Doctor, just not a cool support anymore. I don't know why, but I mean, I kind of know why, you know, given how the meta shifted, and popular heroes like Lone Druid and, you know, typically Beastmaster, who's normally banned out, Enchantress, Nature's Prophet, they just don't see the light of day as much.
And I would rather have an Earth Spike coupled with my Darkseer Vacuum than a Witch Doctor Coconut.
Yeah.
So that synergizes faster and better. So Queen of Pain, we saw this matchup during the first game versus the DP, and eventually it did work out for the side of the Queen of Pain, just because the Lifestealer just kind of rolled over them. But it's funny how to watch this team AF prioritize DP all the time. They love their Darkstar 2 and Disruptor.
5 seconds remaining.
So we have both teams kind of getting what they want now. Both teams having strong team fights in the mid game here. Last pickup is going to be AF support, and then we have the support potential for VP. Beastmaster could jungle if they really want to, but I would rather see it off lane. So what do they want to ban now? Spiritbreaker's a decent ban here again for the last one. Okay, but they're banning Lion themselves because they don't get the first pick here. Maybe that's why. Because Lion for them is amazing.
I agree. I'm actually surprised they decided to wait that long for it, and AF had even committed for the Spectre so early. I don't know if it's maybe it would have become a bit more clear cut when it comes down to the very, very last pick, but it might have been something they could have at least saved in reserve. Or maybe they have something up their sleeve. It doesn't really fit together with any other sort of heavy global strat or not, so it definitely had me scratching my head a bit. But Virtus Pro at least will have the benefit of getting in for this next pick, something to contest this Spectre now. It's a shame because I don't know what other good options there are, unless they want to like go with some sort of aggro setup.
Rasta's a good hero. That's like
Rasta can do what the Lion does, but without the finger. Yeah.
I think of Rasta as a good pick for either side. I think VP would benefit more from it though.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Outside of that, I mean, support Naga is good with against Darkseer and maybe could help defuse the situation when a haunt does roll through. Undying used to be popular in the laning stage against the Spectre to kind of keep her in check. You said Tusk, good for roaming when you don't have other options available, but Elder Titan actually comes out, and then an immediate Shadow Demon response, as if they didn't care. Woo! These last two support picks, you don't see them every day. Now, we had been seeing Elder Titan a little bit over in the American scene in like the hands of Shazam and SVG, who is, of course, now the coach of EG. We might even see on EG then soon. But being able to now just slice the armor in half could be very potent against the DP.
I mean, you got Bobo on that team. Unfortunately, it's normally run as a support for ET. So, yeah, I think this hero is one of the breakout heroes of Manila that can potentially be their ET. It has so much room to grow, and his stomp is just ridiculous. His Astral Spirit is ridiculous. Everything about this hero is just amazing. It's just teams need to find a way to incorporate in their draft. And I don't know if it's the best hero here. They don't have much to stop him from casting. His only thing really is maybe a vacuum or something, silence coming in from Death Prophet, but they're gonna have to make sure they don't get burned being constantly aggressive here from AF, because that's what ET does. It punishes you for playing very aggressive, and so they have a hero that punishes you for playing very aggressive, and then it also has the hero to punish you for when you're playing very defensive and you're trying to run away with the Disruptor. So there's a lot of ways for VP to catch out a lot of these heroes around the map. But on the other side of things, AF, they're going to have the mechanism advantage this game earlier on, I think, as long as Darkseer doesn't feed. The superior team fight-ish in this regards of... I'm just worried about their lockdown, though. In all honesty, AF, they don't have lockdown, and that could come to bite them back and bite them in the butt later, but we'll have to find out how that works out for the balance. But if I had to choose this game, it's actually too hard for me to choose, so I'm going to let Dakota choose first.
Oh, come on. I already hold a bit of a bias. Oh, God. No, hold on a second. I got a stupid story. Dara used
Sasuke to create a lightning to kill Aloha Internet.
Oh, my God. In his world, I'm sure that's how it works out.
And
in his anime world, I'm sure. Karma for Death
Win. I forgot how to say the word too. I forgot the word too. How to say his spell from because I love Naruto. It's Shikidori. I think that's what it's called. Oh well.
I bet FNG knows.
Call me. Everybody's gonna spam the weeaboo sign now. But I think it's Shikidori.
Just
something.
bark them away. Bark them away. But
Oof.
Getting back to you're asking me. By the way, I should probably keep tabs on the time. God, I hate pauses so much. So this game technically started about 11:14 or so local time, so it's only been about 3 minutes. I really hate that I have to keep track of this now. But it looks like all 5 players back now. Anyways, all the way back to the question at hand. I have a bias for Shadow Demon because I feel like the hero is underappreciated and not used enough. The way, though, that they picked it up 5th pick just promptly, without even seeing the Elder Titan come out, did we get to at least address it all, why that might have been?
No. The reason why they picked it up is because they want to have something to save someone from the roar. Even the glimpse back, it'll...
But then why not go for the Oracle? You know? Like, you get the save, but then you also get all the other beneficial things to put it with, like, the Death Prophet and stuff. And even, or, like, a heart later on with the Spectre.
Well, because you can disrupt the Omni Slash, whereas if you use the Oracle ulti for Omni Slash, you'll still take all that physical right click damage and you can die.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of physical right clicks coming in from Beastmaster and Juggernaut. It's not going to save you at the end of the day. You might live to do one right click. So Shadow Demon disruption is way more reliable in this game.
All right. Well, we'll see if it works out for him. We don't get to see the hero enough, and we'll see if it leads to success here, and if it does, it will help secure the trip for AF to make it to the Summit 5 LAN. Virtus Pro, it's match point against them. They need a win here to survive and take it to a Game 5, and in their world and in their anime story, I'm sure that would be the case where they can clinch it in a full Game 5 best-of-5 finish. But in the meantime, we'll see just kind of a tame start right here. The offlane ward actually being placed from AF to kind of see if there's any sort of early invasion. Yoku will be on the scene, but
the battle
will not benefit from any sort of side vision in this one. G gets the bounty rune on the bottom. That will leave Thug with the bounty rune at the top, and, well, away we go.
So this is looking... So far, any teams getting the edge, yeah, this is what we see every single time from VP. They're putting the wards on this high ground. They're putting this ward similarly in the mid lane, either on the left side or the right side when they are on the Dire, and they didn't get scouted out this time, so it's going to benefit them a little bit here. Also, this ward in the mid lane didn't get countered, or the bottom lane, my bad, the bottom lane. So it's going to be running a dual lane here. That's interesting.
Yeah, not the dual lane you see every day. Elder Titan Beastmaster seems pretty nice on paper. You know, dual melee though, so they have to get kind of close quarters a bit. But okay, FNG is going to get hit with the early disruption, and that is a nice thing to have. And you know, a little benefit for the Shadow Demon, I guess, in some of the later crazy fights. I'm sure he'll be saving the disruption for a save, like you were mentioning. But hey, if for whatever reason he decides to disrupt FNG's Elder Titan, they will get the benefit from the natural order themselves.
Right, in natural order, this game it's decent against the Spectre, agility carry based. More so just for setting up the stomps and the counter plays, I would say this game. Normally a counter is like, oh, set up on the bottom lane here.
They block him in, they did. He'll have to turn the corner here, and with the Sunray already coming out, FNG could be in a bit of trouble, and that will be your first blood. Maybe next time we'll pick it up, and it is going to be AF who will strike first.
That is action going on in the mid lane. Both mid laners trading right clicks. Very interesting to see how fast Elder Titan is. If he had boots first, I don't even think he would die. So interesting to see him starting with the stout shield here. Stout shield. Rune battle. I win, Spartan says. I win.
He does win, but he doesn't get to walk away with his life. Look how hard he right clicks FNG. Boom! Pops him down with the spirit there at the end. We don't get to see Elder Titan in play very often, but maybe he just learned a lesson that you don't really want to go into a 1v1 with his right click.
That is a very big deal too now, because he can get the boots if he wants to for FNG, and now he can rotate constantly around the map.
Oh, and as he tried to make an approach towards the mid lane, Spartan already had TP'd back to probably do a bottle trade-off. No, actually no bottle was on hand, but he trades off a salve instead. And will be there to assist in a time of need.
It's kind of interesting watching him go into the mid lane there, like you're talking about, without having the bottle to refill or giving him anything. Probably just for that salve.
Yeah.
But that's going to give more space to the Beastmaster here in the bottom lane for Yoku.
Spartan just kind of showing himself, I suppose. I guess he feels comfortable hanging around this mid lane as long as they know FNG is also missing from the map. I guess we'll just have him hanging about, and G can't really do much about it right now, so he'll just have to kind of stick with this 1v2. It looks like they spotted out FNG, and we'll see his long rotation up towards that top lane now. So this leaves Yoku at the bottom. I guess FNG was just kind of there to help him in getting a head start. Should Yoku be in a good place from here on out, though, in this bottom lane alone? I say that, and he's already kind of getting harassed a bit. Uh-oh, the trouble's really coming now. Maybe next time sets it up, hits him with the Spirit, and now the Ray. And I guess I'm going to get my answer already, Ryu. Yoku is not going to be doing so well. He goes down, and AF will secure another kill, and Phoenix gets 2 kills now.
Yep, and this is looking good. Nice rotations coming in from Shadow Demon. You're like, oh, well, he's mid lane, right? But, well, he didn't do anything in the bottom lane. It was just him playing over-aggressive there for Yoku. And the thing why Shadow Demon can't really do anything in the mid lane, he was just helping with the CS battle, is because you have to have silence to do something. And I don't know if Thug wants to level up silence early on in this situation, but I'm watching FNG right now. He's not doing anything. He's just sitting on the high ground.
Bottom lane, they're making a go here. Early dagger, now disruption. They're looking for the body block, but the death ray continues to charge on through. Madar is going to be picking up the kill on this one, and we suddenly have a hot streak happening here for the Greeks. And as you were mentioning, you know, FNG still hanging around this mid lane. You know, we've been seeing the Elder Titan support come out a couple of times here, but does he know where he wants to go with it here in the early phase? Because it can be tricky to find a home for Elder Titan in this frantic early game.
It's just a situation where you kind of need to roam around as ET, but it's hard for them to kill heroes. As I say that, Skylark probably overstepped his bounds now.
And they get him set up. A glimpse will be there. Only after the kinetic field, and it looks like the glimpse will not even be necessary. Virtus Pro will be able to get themselves back into the kill column, and FNG will also be able to participate in this one too. So just the boost they needed, because it was looking like AF were getting a lot going during the laning phase before that.
Yep, and note, Spartan did waste a smoke in the mid lane. I still don't think they can kill G without having the silence. If he gets level 6, maybe Thug will level it up. Oh no, nope. It's just weird for me, at least. The only way G dies in this situation is he plays aggressive. If he blinks aggressively, as we talked about, they don't have stuns for the Queen of Pain. It's just kind of weird.
Has a haste rune now, almost level 6. I don't know if he could turn this into a kill rune, but we'll quickly use it. Gets bounty rune at the top. Will be full mana now, and we'll just have to see if he's going to be able to make anything out of it here. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Bottom will leave the illusion rune, which it looks like Spartan is going to go ahead and move forward and take care of. Both cores continue to make their grind now. It's the Jug who is the big winner though, Ryu. Aloha Dance at 41 CS. The next closest is the Death Prophet here. The Spectre is surprisingly still trailing behind at 28 herself.
It's kind of hard to last hit when you're the Spectre in this situation, when you don't go for the Quelling Blade first. I think he did go for it later, but it's a situation where they're constantly diving the Beastmaster, pushing the lane, and they're getting the kills on Beastmaster, but you're missing a lot of last hits in the regard.
And recovery will be in order for her, but you know, as you mentioned, it will force her to be at a bit of a slower start. Though Haunt is now ready. And as I say that, they actually triggered it out. I'm trying to see where it's going to pop out. It looks like at mid lane where Madar actually going to get put to sleep. FNG's out of there. And your debut Haunt not going to lead to any sort of kills.
That was a huge misplay coming in from Spectre and G. Like, G blinked mid lane for some odd reason. And then if he had just went on to the Queen of Pain, that was 100% dead G.
Unfortunately, there'll be no kills And Spectre will have to take the long road back to the bottom lane. In the meantime, Spartan is able to creep in and drops a pretty aggressive ward behind this tier 1. Both their wards, actually all three, they have 3 obs wards all hanging around this mid lane right now. So a lot of attention towards G and the action that's already been breaking out. Meanwhile, FNG moves in, gets off the deny. A good sidestep from Thug. God, how convenient that the Spirit Siphon is long enough for him to step out from the AoE of the stomp and then be able to get right back in to finish up the job.
Yeah, that's just DP things, guys. DP things.
Very nice.
Another haste rune going to be picked up for G now. How lucky can you get? The first one didn't have anything. Oh, now it might have something.
Here he goes. Spartan. He's bloodthirsty. He's hustling. It's Spartan. Uh-oh. I don't know how the hell he's going to get away. Time out a cheeky little disruption play and go for the deny.
Deny himself.
Oh.
Deny yourself with the
He got it. He got it. Oh, wonderfully done right there. Assess the situation. I probably would have just frantically disrupted myself and pray that I dodged the sonic wave, but not even necessary, and they'll be able to find a way into the neutral camp.
Really well played coming in from him. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a lot of aggressions being played. I just want Thug to level up his silence one time and just catch G off guard. It would be really nice to watch that, because then you're just outplaying him, and then you get an extra level by killing your enemy opponent in the mid lane because it's solo. So
he's not looking to bite the bullet on that yet, though, even though G continues to dance around in front of him with just such low life. Eventually G will just pull all the way back to the fountain, it looks like, and kind of make work from there. The other supports, though, now looking to smoke up, and they're looking to maybe just get Aloha Dance's blade a bit dirty. He's got the early Vanguard to kind of show that he wants to fight early. And with Omni Slash.
Oh, missed it.
Nice. Okay, okay. Oh, they got him. Nicely done from FNG. We'll be able to get the stomp off. The bird has been put to sleep. And then they're going to go ahead and put him to sleep again. So Phoenix goes down. Good early movement from Virtus Pro, and good catch by FNG to stop that TP when it looked like Phoenix was going to be able to stop the smoke and just make it away.
Really well played from FNG there. And that's really good for VP now because they didn't use any of their ultimates. They still have the Omni Slash. They're pressuring the tower what they wanted to do. And they have Roar. So this is looking really good for them right now. And they're getting the level 6 on Nokia in the top lane. Everything's piecing together perfectly now for VP.
Radiant structures are fortified.
There is a haunt available for the Spectre, so we'll see if the Greeks have any sort of answer they can do with it. But as we know, Death Prophet is just going to continue trucking down this mid lane and building together the levels. Now level 9 has silence to work with, but we'll see if our first exorcism is going to be just for a casual push or if there is going to be a fight coming her way. As Virtus Pro will rotate away from that bottom lane. Once they take down that tier 1, their business is pretty much done there. And I imagine, as you mentioned, with the Roar ready to go, they could also look to kind of get into some sort of early skirmish.
Right, and right now Aloha, he went for the Vanguard first, so he's going to be able to tank up, survive a lot of these engagements, and then turn it around. So I like this item pickup. He'll still go back for the Battle Fury afterwards. And they're just invading the jungle right now because they know they're stronger. So AF.
Aloha Dance steps in the middle, sees that there's a lot of AF there, and now has to step back. There's going to be the Haunt. Nokia tries to separate it with a Stag Storm Kinetic Field. It will force them off their backs, and it's going to create a bit of a safety zone. Very necessary for Virtus Pro to make it out from what could have been trouble.
That was all on FNG. He hit a 2-3 man stomp, and they just couldn't chase afterwards. As well as you talked about the disruptor, but they weren't even able to move because of the stomp. Yeah. And now you've commit your exorcism. You're just like, what do you do now? And VP are superior right now. How do you even fight into this situation? Especially when your Haunt's on cooldown. Now you're just going to have to give up the tower in the mid lane. And be very careful you don't get picked off here. I'm surprised they're backing away for the side of VP. They didn't use any ultimates.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine for a bit they were just anticipating that the push was going to come mid lane, so they could make the most out of that exorcism while it was left. But by now, yeah, surely you would know that they have changed course. And while they don't have ultimates, you might be able to make a move yourself. But it looks like they'll just kind of reserve in the meantime here. Aloha Dance returns to the top lane, and same goes for Madara and company as they get back into the grind to farm. This one may be a bit more slow paced than what we've been seeing in a lot of the previous games when there was just some serious bloodshed. This one, obviously a very important match for both sides. One to stay alive and one to kind of secure the series and secure the trip.
And at this rate, VP playing a little bit, you know, more defensive than normal and reserved. That's kind of like, it's weird for me, right? You're just like, it's VP, guys. Let's just run at the enemy and we're gonna overwhelm them. But in this situation, they're playing a little bit more calculated. They are kind of feeling the pressure of potential elimination here.
Okay, Hastrune's out. Thug wants to make a go for Aloha Dance. Aloha Dance looking to step back and retreat, but he'll just Blade Fury TP out from any trouble. And that will be the end of it.
Radiant's middle tower is
back
under
to base?
attack.
No, he heads mid lane and rendezvous with the rest of his team and will go for a prompt tier 1 push in the mid lane instead. We'll see if there's going to be any sort of response here. There goes an early soul catcher. Aloha Dance eating a lot of damage, but again, FNG is there and will be able to get off a huge stomp. Yep, and allow his team to just kind of step back and reevaluate.
The only way they make him, well, they had to use the silence, so Juggernaut didn't use the spin. So what you're going to need to see from AF later on into this game is some huge vacuum, even stopping the stomp. Because right now FNG is just crippling AF. They can't get aggressive at all. And so he's still got to complete his mechanism, but he's still going to need more points in the vacuum too, and then as well as the blink. And he's going to have to try and figure out ways to stop FNG from stomping.
Spartan, unfortunately, will be the next victim of that stomp, though. But you're absolutely right. It might be something that AF are unfamiliar with going against, but it's something they are going to have to adapt to sooner than later. As top lane Virtus Pro continue to pressure out this tier 1. Now they're thinking about making a move here. Skylark jumps in, vacuum pullback as Spartan shows up. And now he has to go into a self-disruption to avoid the Omni, which will be very ineffective. But no fear, with a beautiful turnaround Static Storm play, we'll be able to get the secured kill for the Darks here. Egg is going to be popped, and a glimpse back on Thug will allow Virtus Pro to just walk away with the clean one-man get. And now look for a +1 trying to get this tier 1 tower. So the momentum is certainly here for Dire.
And it's looking like it's going to keep to the Dire side too. Yoku has Necro 1. He's had so much meat time that he's going to have Necro 2 here after this tower. Oh boy, I am so scared if I'm playing against this Beastmaster right now.
Yeah, he is not looking like a friendly target right now. And they'll be able to kind of keep these pushes back, but as you mentioned, things are just beginning to come together very nicely for Virtus Pro. And as usual, Thug will go for his hood buildup on the Death Prophet here. Still a good share of magical damage on Virtus Pro that will be nullified a bit, but more is going to be in order here. And you know, we mentioned a bit how Virtus Pro put together a lineup that's a bit different, and they're playing a bit more reserved than we normally expect, but you can say the same here for Finem too. I mean, committing for the Spectre lineup, one that requires a serious build-up, just means that you're going to be playing a lot with the clock, and he actually goes for the Vanguard build. I mean, back in the day, a Spectre buying a Vanguard was just kind of the international symbol for she's kind of given up, but I don't know. With the new Vanguard, I would imagine that it's perceived a little bit different.
Oh, yeah, and she's got a double damage rune to work with now. Maybe they can make a play somewhere around the map. But like you said, Vanguard is not an ideal situation for Spectre. And normally when you go Vanguard like this, you're probably going to go Radiance next, because it allows you enough time to... Oh, he can haunt onto Queen of Pain. Oh, no. It's just TP away. It's one of those situations where you could have solo killed the Queen of Pain if she didn't have the TP, but... Oh well. And that's just the problem. Queen of Pain can play as aggressive as she wants around the map, because she knows they have no stuns. You just see the inherent problem, and you can see the Beastmaster too. He's just like, I'm just gonna split push lanes. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And speaking of Beastmaster, they're smoked up.
Yeah, they're ready to put Aurora to use. It's been a while. Can they get it? Oop, he pump faked once, and it looks like they will have the glimpse. It's gonna be all for the Phoenix here. A Static Storm Kinetic Field combo. G will step in and help get the finish. And the streak continues here for Virtus Pro now. Just taking the Phoenix out, who will just be the one to kind of tank the gank for Finem. It's nice and all, but that just means more of the map continues to stay in control for Virtus Pro, and that means that they will win this farming game and are already up to about a 5,500 net worth advantage. XP is getting close to the same. And this is just going to turn into frantic mode for Radiant sooner than later. Already Spectre a bit nervous. Is going to have to change course and continue her grind to farm elsewhere. But no, it's right into a smoke in the mid lane. They have a haunt ready to go, but no close and easy targets.
It's still not looking too bad for AF, even though they're getting heavily out-farmed. If they can farm up a Radiance on top of the Spectre, I could see them killing a lot of heroes. Meanwhile,
Disruption, dagger connection here, and now with the silence just kind of makes it all the easier. You take one of our supports, we'll take one of yours. And we'll see if they can follow it up at least with a push onto a tier 1 Thug nearby. Level 2 Exorcism is in the pocket. While they deal with this, though, there is a serious push happening on their top lane, which looks like Phoenix is just taken care of. So they'll have him with the egg ready to go soon enough, and they might feel a bit more comfortable about taking a fight, which could be coming their way. We'll see if Virtus Pro want to defend. The TP is going to be rotating in. Nice deny comes out from G, and we'll take back some of that money. And Yoku doesn't even bother going for the next level of his Necro book. He gets straight for the Blink Dagger here. Could maybe put it to use now. Ooh, they're thinking about it. They pull back together as a group. The Stomp will connect for 2. A follow-up. Here comes the big mighty Earth Splitter. And now with the Sonic Wave, it's a huge fight for Virtus Pro. Put an Omni Slash on top, and they quickly get 3 down. Looking for more. Skylark trying to surge and hustle away. But the catch is on. Yoku blinks on forward, and both with him and G, they'll be able to get that takedown, and it's going to be a 4-for-0 trade, all going the way of Virtus Pro, and it looks like they're going to be going right for the Roche.
It's just, when you don't play against Elder Titan that much, you just don't understand how freaking huge his AoE on his Echo Stomp is. It's just crazy how this hero works, where, you know, you're like, oh, I think I'm out of rage, I think I'm out of range, but actually you're not, and then it just sets up for this Static Storm combination, and then with that, they're gonna get Roche now, and this is a situation where AF, they didn't even need to pressure. That's the best part. Like, they could pressure that tower, take it, and then back out because they got that pick off onto the Disruptor, but sticking around trying to team fight without having the Radiance online, and with Spectre being in the front lines, it's not the best situation, but they have Haunt available. It's just a little bit.
They see they're coming. They have the wards down. The Haunt's going to be going out here. Virtus Pro could take a follow-up fight, and they might think about it here, but G heads right up to the high ground and into trouble, into a Purge Silence combo, but he will get popped at the end. And now Aloha Dance thinks he's going to have a better chance. Moves in and decides he's going to possibly wait for a TP out, but no, it's going to get canceled. Moves back, Disruption, save. Cryptstorm forward, though looking good. Stack Sword going to be dropped while the Phoenix Sunray continues to dish out the damage and the heal power. But it looks like they will eventually get the Shadow Demon down. Glimpse back, pulls maybe next time right into the arms of G, and he will get that kill.
Oh my goodness. AF are doing so good right now.
They're really holding their own. A buyback even going to be coming out for Spartan here. In fact, you pull back for No Fear, and he'll frantically try to go for the TP. Can they get him down? No. He will make it away. And that will be the end of the situation. Virtus Pro, they still move in. They get their Roche, but they lose a fight, which it felt like they were going to have the good momentum swing. But now they had the vision. They saw AF in that area, but they felt confident enough to kind of push into the high ground. I guess they just expected AF to withdraw, but that was not the case, and they used their position advantage while they could.
Well, we get a lot of information from there. That is a lot of typing, and yep, there we go. Roche is no longer on their side. And the thing is, the worst part about all of that is the Queen of Pain bought back, and they get anything for it. So G is now a little bit crippled using that, He's no longer the top dog on his team. Obviously, Juggernaut is, but this is where they're pressuring now for Modder. It's looking really good for AF to strike back, and all they need to do is farm for the Spectre Radiance. And I think if they can just hold out for that, this might be in AF's favor once they do have the Radiance online.
As the game ticks on, it definitely becomes a lot more comfortable for him. So I wonder if this could turn to be a bit more frantic for Virtus Pro in trying to close this one out sooner than later. Start pressuring these tier 2s. If this Spectre continues to find her own farm, then next thing you know, you find a lot more trouble in taking these team fights in a situation where you are certainly up and ahead and getting close to a 10k net worth advantage. Quickly slips away when it is game match point right now for the Greeks.
They're just doing a really good job of isolating heroes that can be caught. Like if they didn't catch the Queen of Pain there near the Roche pit, they would have lost the team fight potentially. But they make G buy back, they waste the Aegis, and now G needs to have that BKB so he's able to freely run in these team fights.
Would have been close to it before, but now because of the buyback, it kind of puts it off a bit. No Fear thought about moving in for the glimpse, and he might have been able to get that disruptor, but decided to pull off.
Oh, they have vision of Skylark. Oh, nice, he got out.
He surges right out. Can they get this guy? And he goes for the TP, FNG. Obviously without a stomp, and Goku blinks in, but the timing is not there, and the chase for the Darkseer is going to be coming to a quick close. And mid lane we have G hanging around Invis.
Well, they have
got Orchid. Oh, and he walks right into a sentry, into a disruption, a silence, a vacuum, a Crypt Swarm, but hey, he blinks it out. Makes it to some safety, and then dies. They will be able to make the catch-up play, and now they're looking for more. It's Yoku and No Fear who are next to try to run. Yoku obviously not wanting to turn around and commit a roar here.
Oh, the gem?
Will be going down. Gem snagged up. No Fear tries to go back the target and saves the gem for Virtus Pro. Oh, I say that, but then a surge disruption setup from Spartan says otherwise. FNG will try to help out with a stomp, and it looks like that's going to be good enough.
Meanwhile, Aloha is trying to force them back. He doesn't have a TP here. This could be very devastating if they come back. But oh, mid lane, Skylark. Oh, into the stomp. No, he's dead.
Pull back. They will be able to take him down. But that push continues in the bottom lane here. Aloha Dance. Now Blade Fury. He's got a TP now, and he's out of there.
Oh, can they get this courier snipe? This question. Do they see it? No, if he had just waited 2 more seconds. And that would have been enough for his Radiance to play. Actually, he's going to get enough here in the top lane. So this is looking very good for the side of AF to put a lot of pressure on. And you see what happens when they get these haunts. And these sentry wards have carried AF this game. I want to let everybody know, if you're a support player, if you don't have sentry wards, you're a pub. All right, well. You just need to have them. It's set up 2 amazing kills on Queen of Pain so far this game. Potentially winning them the game at this rate.
I mean, it was looking a little bleak before, but certainly AF have been able to piece together enough pickoffs and build up enough personal net worth to be contenders now in this game number 4. You know, almost had a mocking tone to the early Vanguard commitment here from Madara on his Spectre, but since then has now completed the Radiance, and that pretty much turns the Spectre into a whole new hero, and that will get some of these Virtus Pro supports a little nervous as far as how much they're going to be able to tank up. But to the benefit of No Fear, he does have a cloak. Bottom lane, though, G hanging out in lane, casual Shadow Strike, but look who's smoked up hanging behind Madara here. Well, both teams, 5v5. There's the Haunt, the Vision, the Intel, all going to be going away for AF now. And there goes the Phoenix Sunray. VP trying to run, but they're not going to be getting too far, and they're going to be forced to turn around and fight. Quick silence up. They look to go for Aloha Dance. That's going to be the Omni. Roars out. It's only going to be on Thug, but they get a good follow-up Static Storm and a Sonic Wave combo to take down the lady. Death Prophet, Disruptor, all going to be on the sidelines here, and I think AF need to get back, but they don't have much of a choice. Beautiful glimpse back will be there for No Fear, and they'll take down the Darkseer now. Skylark goes down, and here comes Virtus Pro. They lose nobody in a beautiful play to step back and kind of reposition. They take the better fight once they commit the ultis, and now they're going to be the team moving into the high ground and finishing off what Aloha Dance had started previously in this bottom lane.
Yeah, beautiful positioning and understanding. Just need to back out there, and now they're going to potentially.
All right, vacuum, a little bit of trade, but there's going to be the stop. Madara pullback, caught in the kinetic field. She's in a little bit of trouble, but now comes the Sunray, and back from the dead. The Radiant look for their own counterfight inside the base here. Have Virtus Pro gone a bit too far? Well, they step back. They pop their mech, and now they make the go. A 180 play, a disruption will save Skylark here. Is he going to get the surge off? He will. Back up into the high ground, into the safety zone, but now Thug moves in. Spirit Siphon helps finish No Fear, and that is enough. Virtus Pro will take what winnings they've gotten, and they will get the hell out of there. A hard-fought fight there for the Greeks to survive. They will lose their tier 3 inside the base, but for Virtus Pro...
And lose the Darkseer buyback.
Yeah, Darkseer buyback will be gone. But for Virtus Pro, they were kind of giving AF a situation to really come back into this game. They needed this fight to kind of remain in that dominant position.
That team fight gave VP so much that they desperately needed, because G, now he's going to have his BKB. He was very far away from that before that team fight, and now he's gonna have it. Now he's able to roam freely in these team fights. He needs to make sure he doesn't blink too aggressively and still die from the exorcism damage, but other than that, they're looking pretty. And the problem now is for AF is like, how are we gonna burst down the heroes? They have the Glimmer Cape on Disruptor that's hurting them a lot, so they can't really pick off these heroes in the back lines. You might even need to give Spectre a gem at this stage in the game. It could be very crucial, so you can actually kill the Disruptor in the back. And then AT, he has the mechanism. So these once easy supports that were easy to kill are going to be brought down.
Yeah.
So AF have to think, okay, well, crap, our Radiance isn't going to do that much on the Spectre now, and so he's going to have to transition into, yeah, he's going to go first. He's going to go for the Manta style, or Casual Yasta is still good, but AF, they really want to fight, but can they is the question. I don't know. It depends on, I guess, the initiation here.
Oh, man. VP smoke up, though, and they're about to flank them. This could be a huge fight. They jump in immediate Omni Slash and a Roar combo. Spartan's going to be going down first, and they also could get Madara, and they will. Beautiful setup of the Earth Splitter from FNG. Catches them on that choke point, and they will take them down fast. The rest of AF have to frantically get out from trouble. For Virtus Pro, they'll scout out the Roche. It's not going to be up yet, so instead they'll probably take this momentum swing and start heading right for the base of the Radiant.
Yep, just great understanding. They can fight. They're superior to AF right now, and now they're going to be pressuring the bottom lane. Everything's in order for them. Do we have no buyback on Spectre? So this will be a Rax gone. They can't contest it.
This is great. Virtus Pro, unfortunately, in game number 3, had to fight 5 versus 4 due to an internet issue of Aloha Dance. Now we come to game number 4. They have 5 players ready to play, and they came to play. And if they can secure this win, we go into a very hype game number 5. For now, they'll take their 1 Rax and they will walk away. Virtus Pro now in a huge spot, pushing to a 14K net worth advantage. And hopefully, if Virtus Pro do win, some of those bettors can just calm the hell down.
Gotta get all that, I don't know, man. Everybody just... This series, we talked about it enough where anybody could go. We thought it'd go the full 5 games. At this rate, it's looking like it's gonna happen. There's still a lot of comeback potential for AF, but right now with ET playing amazing, FNG's kind of putting the team on his back, and No Fear as well. Like, you have to ban this freaking man's Disruptor. He's just carrying his team with these static storms. But now, if they can get the better initiation, the better vision, potentially AF. Oh, G just jumped
AF
in.
move in. They had scanned out that there was activity nearby, but as Skylark makes his move, he quickly gets hit up with the Omni, pops out his mech, but he'll still be going down. The Splitter flies out from FNG. Maybe next time waiting on the high ground with the egg, and now pops out the Ray, trying his damnedest to keep Nadara alive. Nadara, though, is going to be forced up to the high ground while Virtus Pro just clean out the rest of who's left here. And while Madara tries to even get no fear, it's not going to be happening. Aloha Dance with the triple. And, well, only Spartan will be surviving. Virtus Pro move in, clean up their Roche, and are now one step closer to taking this to a Game 5.
It's just really difficult for AF to make that smoke play when they still have 15 seconds left on their VP ulti. So he's not even able to get it off. And time again, you have to stop the ET from stomping. If he stomps, the teamfight's over. The Phoenix has been carrying AF in these teamfights with his Sunrays and his eggs, but it's just not enough to keep them alive. And this Juggernaut's just going to town on everybody. They're not able to block him down. So you just have a free roaming Aloha Dance in these teamfights. They just have so many problems with their draft, and it's coming all down to, you know, getting the jump on VP, but it's easier for VP to get the jump on AF because of their heroes, their lockdowns.
Middle tower is under attack.
This tier 2 really does not stand a chance.
Radiant's middle tower
And Virtus Pro opt for more of the free money that's out there on the map right now and cleaning up this tier 2 in the top lane. And they have quickly accumulated about 5,000 extra gold on top of what their net worth already was since that Roche takedown. And now they're going to be looking to push in for the high ground. And here comes Aloha Dance. He's going to be happy to siege out the front, even though it is G who has the extra life. We'll have to see what kind of answer is going to be in store for Red Finem in this one. But without the tier 3 and Rax is being exposed, I don't know what kind of defense they can really hope for at this point. Egg is up and ready to work with. Exorcism's good. Haunt is back, but without like being able to itemize nearly as well as where Virtus Pro is, I don't know if these ultimates are going to be enough right now. And they'll get the quick silence. They'll stop the rain. Glimpse back the bird. Thug moves in. Has to self-Yules, but gets promptly put down and slashed up from the nice work of Aloha Dance using the defusal on that one. One Rack's already going to be going down. AF step back. They get off a good egg. Now they look to re-engage. Good Sunray damage, but here comes Virtus Pro, and they are going to be taking what looks like game number 4. We're going to a game 5.
Yeah!
For our grand final of the European qualifier. A real shame that Virtus Pro were not going to be able to play game 3 with 5 players, but we'll get game 5. And I'm very happy about that. It would have been pretty sucky for them to lose in that kind of situation, but this best of 5 has turned now all the way into a final best of 1. Good stuff.
You know, the Greeks, they always go the distance with their 5 games, and they always lose. And I really hope that they can... I'm not saying that I want them to necessarily win, because then I'd be biased, guys, but I really hope they can put a better effort into their next game, and I want to see them succeed. I want to see them be successful. I don't want to see them finish second every single time for all these qualifiers. And I hope they just play a lot better. And if they lose a closer game next time, I'll be happy with the standings. But right now, they need to step up their game. I'm not a fan of their draft, as we talked about it earlier. The stuns, the lack of stuns, really hurt them this game, and you can't draft it that way. So having that Lion ban there at the end kind of crippled them. But at the same time, maybe VP wanted to pick it up for themselves. But at the end of the day, you can make a lot of drafts work. And I think this draft more so was on FNG, Elder Titan, just able to stop every single thing AF wanted to do early game. And when they're not able to secure a better early game start, and VP just constantly out-farmed them around the map and then eventually out-team fought them, it's just a winning formula for VP this game.
Yep, couldn't have said it any better. And Aloha Dance gets to walk away with a nice 7-0, and you know, even Yoku, unfortunately, 0-4, but nonetheless, happy to get the win here. And that's going to be it, folks. We'll cut to a break. When we come back, it's time for the hype game number 5 of this final. One team comes to the Summit, Los Angeles land to compete, and the other team, well, they will have to just kind of take their business elsewhere. That's RyuuBoars. I'm KotLGuy for being on the Summit, and we'll be back for game 5 soon.